For a long time now, Major League Baseball has had a major problem. It's grown into a new normal at this point for the league, to see different players and news articles featuring them violating the domestic violence policy. The domestic violence policy is something that the MLB implemented back in 2015. What this policy does is it gets a player in trouble if they commit an act of domestic violence, child abuse, or sexual assault. It was obviously a very much needed thing, and it's still super important to this day. But even with it being implemented, the MLB has had a major issue with it. So players are still committing crimes even with this policy in place. There's clearly a problem. Players jeopardize their entire MLB career, and not just their career, their life as well, to go out and commit these awful acts. We've seen it with multiple different players over recent history, and I think I know a key contributor to go why that this stuff is happening. Let's go back into 2016, when Aroldis Chapman fired off his gun 8 different times in his garage after a very heated argument with his girlfriend. He then proceeded to choke her, which, if you ask me, should have been a penalty to go ahead and remove this guy from the league in general. I fully believe in second chances, but things like those are horrible and, in my eyes, inexcusable. He was suspended for only 30 games, which, again, to me seems crazy. And not to mention, he went on to get traded to the New York Yankees. What happens when these players see a player like Aroldis Chapman only get 30 games for choking his girlfriend and firing gunshots? For whatever reason he did that, maybe an intimidation tactic or something, I don't know. But the answer is what these players will see is that the MLB is soft on these suspensions. They see that the MLB doesn't care enough and that they will end their career. The MLB at times, though, has also given a few big suspensions, and that's kind of the issue because they're very inconsistent. And when they do give big suspensions, or when they do give small suspensions, they need work in some sort of a better written policy. They are in absolute need of it, and some have even called for potentially a full-year suspension if you violate the domestic violence policy at all, which, if you ask me, I wouldn't say is a bad idea at all. Anyways, let's get into a few other different players who have violated this policy, like Dodgers superstar Julio Urias. In 2019, Urias pushed a woman in a parking lot of a shopping mall. He was suspended for 20 games and then had to legally complete a 52-week domestic counseling program. Clearly, that program failed drastically because he just got accused of committing this act yet again. Not pushing a woman, but this time it was a physical altercation with his wife. If a suspension came his way, he would be the first player to have been suspended twice by the MLB's domestic violence policy. It's awful to see this stuff, and this is where many believe that the MLB cannot fail. Because if they go ahead and show that they'll give Julio Urias another chance even after this incident, it just shows that the MLB is soft and that they have a major issue, which I believe that they've already shown that they have a major issue. There's been a handful of other players that have also went ahead and violated this policy, but it just remains so inconsistent. A player like Trevor Bauer, who had actual video proof that he never committed a sexual assault act and never even had charges pressed against him. He got the largest MLB suspension of all time. So are we just picking and choosing here, or what's going on? Because Marcell Ozuna in 2021 got suspended for 20 baseball games after police officers literally noticed Ozuna was strangling his wife. Yeah, 20 games for something that he actually did, compared to a player like Trevor Bauer that has evidence that he never even did it. All eyes are on Major League Baseball right now. Superstar Wander Franco has, of course, been accused by multiple underage women for sexual assault, and Julio Urias has all this stuff ongoing. They need to make the right decision on both of these players, and if they don't, I'd imagine that baseball is going to be in trouble. MLB domestic violence policy, in my eyes, should be a policy that the MLB tries to fix ASAP. It's not working, and while I see that unfortunately cases like this will always happen, I do also believe that there are different things that the MLB can do to prevent this for the future. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.